The Blue Devils are coming to Johnny Unitas Stadium. The Tiger Lacrosse Report starts now.
For an athlete, there's nothing scarier than a torn ACL.
Athletes trust us with their care and their careers because we're a recognized leader in sports medicine.
Get back to your active life sooner with MedStar Sports Medicine.
Wise Markets Ice Cream Plant is based in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, and is locally owned and operated. We've been making our ice cream for nearly 50 years. We create roughly 70 flavors of ice cream right now. We use local ingredients, especially our cream, which is from our milk plant. The cream is what gives our ice cream a rich and creamy texture. Now, together with our customers, we've created a product called Peanut Butter Indulgence, which will be coming out this summer. It's a peanut butter ice cream with sea salt caramel swirl, chocolate-covered pretzel. How can you go wrong with that? Personally, I love our ice cream. If you come to our house at any given time, you'll find at least 5 packets of ice cream in our freezer. Our kids grew up eating Wise quality ice cream, and now we get to treat our grandchildren to it. It's been a pleasure for me to be tasting ice cream for over 40 years for Wise Markets, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Welcome to another edition of the Tiger Lacrosse Report. I'm your host, Spiro Marikas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Sean Nadlin. And Coach, you played the number 13 team in the country last week in Columbus. You got the victory. This week, the number 3 Blue Devils of Duke head to Johnny Unitas Stadium. And Towson has only played Duke once, I think, in your tenure as the head coach. How did this come together?
We had an open date because we shifted the Hopkins game off of this weekend to the start of the season. So we had an open date and we're looking forward, and there was a few teams out there that were options, and fortunately we wanted a home game, and Duke was willing to travel, fortunately, and Coach Danowski said they'd come on up, so it's up. Very exciting.
And it fits right in with playing Ohio State, then Denver next week. Just put Duke in the middle. Why not?
Yeah.
But
who else would you want?
Duke comes in, they're 6-1. They are a very powerful offensive team, scored at least 13 goals in every game except for their one loss against Penn, which they lost 10-9. And Gutterding runs their offense, but another familiar face that you played every year for the past 3 years in Georgetown is Peter Conley, who's transferred to Duke. What is it that makes their offense so dynamic?
As a team, they're very athletic, and that, it's not short on their offense either. They're a very athletic group at the midfield. Gutterding's one of the most, watching him on film, one of the most competitive, aggressive, but also skilled and poised offensive players that I've seen. I mean, he just, watching him, you can tell he loves to play the game of lacrosse. He gets excited. He's got great energy, but he's a really skilled and athletic kid. So the offense definitely runs through him. Their midfield is really starting to come on with Peter Conley and the Smith kid. And again, they're just really balanced between the attack and the guys they have down there, specifically Gutterding and the Robertson kid, and then through their midfield. And when you got to worry about multiple guys on an offensive team, that just shows their balance and their depth of production.
You were able to shut down a powerful Ohio State team last week. Defensively, and I know you don't want to give away your game plan, but do you look at kind of doing the same type of things against this Duke team, or is their offense different from Ohio State's?
Their offense is different. I feel like athletically they're a little bit different. What they run is different than Ohio State. And their personnel and what their personnel does well is different. Ohio State was a little bit more one-handed, and we kind of played against that with our game plan. Duke is not. Duke can you know, beat you with, you know, Gutterdine can go left, he can go right. You know, their middies can go left and right. So you got to be a little bit more concerned about that and not just be able to try to take away a strength or something. You got to know that they're pretty dangerous either way.
When you're number 3 in the country, you generally don't have many weaknesses, and their defense is not weak either. Danny Fowler, the goalkeeper, is having a very good year. What does their defense do that makes them effective?
They're stingy. I mean, close defense, very athletic, very disciplined. They are in your gloves. They do a good job of when they sliding well and helping out and not giving teams easy opportunities inside. Their short stick and then long stick middies are really athletic, really good off the ground. They're good off the wings and the face-off. And you know, they just challenge you individually to have to try to get by them and create offense for you. And you know, that's something that, you know, against everyone that they play, they make it tough. You know, they'll press out and extend with their shorties at times, and then make you earn the ball, make you play a little 4-on-4 against their poles, and then they're pretty confident in that.
You know, I haven't seen them play at all this year, but everything I've read, that's the first thing people talk about is their athleticism, that they may be the most athletic team in the country. That certainly makes it tough on both ends of the field.
It does, and you just, you know, you got to be able to withstand any kind of pressure they create, be able to dig your heels in on defense and then play tough, you know, tough team defense, and you got to be able to, you know, make your possessions count. You know, because they're going to challenge you, they're going to frustrate you, but you got to play with poise. You got to continue to stay aggressive. You know, some teams will go in and, you know, maybe play back on their heels with a team that presses out on them and stuff. But you know, the best way to, I feel like, you know, beating a team like a basketball team that likes to, you know, run full court and press the ball and stuff is to run it right back at them and go back at them that way. So you know, that's something that, you know, we're looking at and being able to hopefully, you know, do, you know, when the opportunity presents itself.
Well, it's going to be a great day at Johnny Unitas Stadium. Before you go out to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, make your way to the U. If you can't, Hunter Lochte and I will have the game for you on TowsonTigers.com. So for head coach Sean Nadlin, I'm Spiro Maurikas. We thank you for watching another edition of the Tiger Lacrosse Report. And as always, go Tigers.